Sweet. Oh, you're not able to. It would be better on its side.
That's on the fucking defense, dude. That's gonna be a first down for Dallas. Watch this.
Sweet.
He hit the fucking center, the snapper. It's
Oh,
gonna be first down on.
you're not
for
able
Dallas.
to. It would be better on its side.
So
How's that?
Perfect.
Trash? No, it's trash. It needs to be up higher, I think.
Why is it focusing on everything? Whoa,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's fucking wild. There we go.
Hello.
Why does it doing that? That's weird, but okay. Well, I don't know if we can turn that off, but
that's weird, dude.
uh,
Maybe move it back.
no, it's cool. I mean, it kind of gives it a dynamic room aspect, right? So we're just gonna follow along. But why don't we?
Check.
I don't even care.
Yo.
All right, is everybody ready? Yeah. All right, now here we go. A one, a two, a one.
Are we started? Where? I'll start that shit over. Let's get it on. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Thursday Night Football with Get Sunday Covered. I'm here with my good buddy Brandon, aka Tig Old Gritties, and look, we got a friend with us. What's up, Jordan?
What up?
We're in Jordan's house.
Yes, sir.
Look at this. The first ever live Get Sunday Covered podcast.
It's pretty fucking lit, but you should turn off your camera.
I should?
Yeah.
Well, I have
Hate to be
to.
the bummer of bad news, but don't really need it, man.
What's
We
up,
only need one
everybody?
camera tonight, folks.
This is cool. I'm really glad to be doing this. I'm glad to be home.
I'm glad you're here, bro.
It's good
In a
to see you
fucking minute.
guys.
I'm glad both of you guys are here. It's I don't know. I don't want to say a little surreal, but it's cool. Kind of wish we were doing this every week type thing. And you guys are both single, and we could probably do like 3 podcasts a week. And
Dude, we could have a hockey, football, and
yeah, we could do
shits and
college
gigs.
hockey. We could do whatever. We could do so much research. It'd be unreal.
I'm going to tell my wife that you said that. But big shout out to Mr. Sealer Virginity here for hosting us.
Yes,
This
thank
is-
you, Jordan.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man. This is so great. It's been a good half of football so far. You're doing all right,
Yeah.
asshole.
Me and Coach Rum here playing each other. Touchdown there, Steeler virginity. CD Lamb's having a good first half. I projected 45 points before the game started, so he's at 21 right now. So I mean, I'll take this for a whole game at this point. So we'll see
I'm
what
already
happens.
sick of your shit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I said something about. I was like, I don't even care if this game's like a 60-50 game. I know you got the Dallas defense. If they get a couple pick six, you still get positive points. So
Yeah,
I don't-
that's all I can hope for right now.
I don't even care about that. I'm just CD Lamb. I mean, we'll throw Pollard a touchdown in there, give him 1. As long as CD gets 3 to outnumber that 1, we're good with it. So no No, I'm honestly hoping for a high scoring game. Either way, I'm hoping for a good game. I got Dallas winning this game. I know I got a parlay on this game. I did a couple on them. I did Brandon's bets of Geno Smith and DK combined for 500 pass yards.
Yeah, that was a
plus
FanDuel
100.
boost.
I put $20 on it, win 20. So I feel like that should be easy money. Especially with the way the game's going right now, 20-14 with 50 seconds left in the half. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the second half. But I'm honestly happy you guys are here and we're watching football and we're
we're already at 350 yards.
I'd say we're pretty safe. But I thought we were pretty safe on John Collins last night too, and we know how that went down 15 and a half.
That's true. So those of you that don't know, yesterday Jordan and I've been sending kind of bets around, and yesterday I sent a bet to Jordan for Collins and who else was it?
Suggs.
Jalen Suggs to both score 20 plus and 25 plus, right? It was both
20 and 20. 20 and 20.
It was 20
Suggs
and 20.
got 20 and John Collins had 15 and a half.
Yep.
And
then shit the bed in the second half. And
when you're down by 30 and you get pulled with 7 minutes left in the game.
Yep. And that's my thing, man. Right now, I'm kind of. Let me see what's going on here. Biggest thing that I'm kind of doing right now is come NBA like midweek, it's really fucking rough because I have all these bets and I feel so secure on them. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I lose a fuckload of money.
Is that more because of the in-season tournament or just because during the week basketball is just BS?
I just feel like there's so many blowouts. So it makes it rough.
Like when I don't know, when I was watching that game last night, all I ever hope for is when I need a guy to get points. Even in football, when you're watching a game and a team's up 40-10 going into the fourth, what's going to happen when the quarterback, you need 10 more points from him? He's going to get sat. You know, when you're up that big. And then on the opposite side of it, you're not going to keep your starters in to try to come back. You know, you ain't going to win. So,
yeah,
obviously they ain't looking at our bets. And Brandon and Jordan here in Colorado Springs are trying to make $300 on us on some FanDuel bets. They don't care. They don't care about any of that. So it's just like fantasy. Like me and Cody were talking earlier about, you know, a lot of these players they're not paying attention to fantasy, or when it really comes down to it, if you really do care, you care about winning. That's what the bottom line is in this league is you want to win. But I don't know.
But hey, shout out to the players that recognize that there's a lot of us that do have like investments into them. Like Austin Eckler, for prime example, like he issued a public apology to his fantasy owners. Like, hey, I'm sorry, man. Like, so I appreciate that. Like, it sucks. I agree that it's fantasy sports and like whatever it is, what it is. But like some of them recognize it.
Yeah, and I think obviously most of them want to do good, not just for fantasy, but for themselves and their career, their next contract, making more money. That's what it's all about. The more yards you get, the better you do on the field, the more money you're going to make in your overall career. So obviously none of them are going out there like, oh, I got drafted this high in fantasy, I'm going to do bad for all these players that drafted me high. No one's trying to do that. No one wants to do that. Everyone wants to be good.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of my bets right now. Man, my mic is the one that's echoing right now, and I don't know why.
Our director of creative content's fucking everything up right now.
It's my mic, 100%.
Well, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're here watching and listening, we're having a good time watching Thursday night football here live in Colorado Springs. So we're going to keep it pretty casual for this episode. We're going to talk a little bit about the league and fantasy sports in general. But for the most part, we're just kind of shoot the shit for, you know, an hour or so, hour and a half, whatever feels good.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can go all the way through the second half. I told wifey I was going to be home afterwards.
Excellent. So if you guys are on, if you're listening, give us a comment, give us a shout. GSC, shoot a text into the group chat. We'll see you. We're all logged on. Let's kick it off though.
Let's before we jump into that, let me just shout out Seamus and Wit in the comments on YouTube, as well as
Oh, we already
Steven.
got people there. Let's go.
Yeah.
I see y'all. Y'all got stuff to chime in? Don't be afraid to do so.
Well, I will just tell you that I can't see the comments right now. So
Me neither. I'm just rolling with what you're saying.
Hey, I got it pulled up. Don't worry. Steven said it's funny how some play fantasies themselves. Seamus said casual, wait, so no tuxedos, I'm out. And then Steven also just said Ryan just grabbed Mayfield, so 7 has no option.
Yeah, I think me and Cody were kind of wondering about that earlier because I don't know. I guess this might have been the subject later about picking up guys on the waivers, but I am playing touchdown there this week, and I made a mistake. I picked up Josh Dobbs, obviously thinking maybe with the Justin Jefferson stack in the future, but I obviously knew I had a bye week from Lamar Jackson. I was like, well, let me pick up Josh Dobbs just in case. Not looking at like a rookie mistake. They got the same bye week.
Yep.
So
Oops.
I needed a quarterback. I spent a lot of money on Fab this year, which I'm not sad about. Traded some away. You win some, you lose some. But I wanted Trevor Lawrence. Didn't matter how much money I bid because I would have got outbid regardless. I'm rolling with Jared Goff right now. Who knows how much I drank Saturday night at the CC game? I wake up Sunday morning and there might be a new quarterback in my lineup Sunday morning. So we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah.
So you know what's funny is I was talking with 7 today, and the whole Trevor Lawrence thing came up. If you guys didn't watch the last episode of the podcast, I told Brandon, I said, I'm trying to keep Trevor Lawrence away from Jordan
Yep.
because of what you just said. And while I overpaid, I'm out, $7.
yeah,
And 7 said he wanted to say, hey, I just wanted to spend my last $3 on Trevor Lawrence. I said, I should have let you have him because that would have been fine for me. But now 7's the one that's
I mean, 7, if you watch this or if you're
He's
going
on
to
right
watch
now.
this,
He said he's joining the orgy.
7 is?
Yeah.
All right,
said,
7.
I'm here for the orgy. So he
All right.
He's
Well, I
coming
hope
in
you're
dry.
watching this. 7. There's no collusion in the league, but I'll drop Jared Goff for you if I get to pick up Trevor Lawrence for me from Cody. I mean, I would take that deal, but they're playing against your
with all my fab.
they're playing against your team. So how much faith do you have in New Orleans at home? I know you hate Derek Carr, but your defense is pretty good. That's the only thing I'm worried about. That's the only reason I'm kind of worried about. Who scored for Seattle? Did you guys see?
I did not.
I'm sorry. But anyways,
I've been busy looking at you, big guy.
Yeah,
Thank
I've been
you.
checking the comments and
I'm blessed to
everything
be
here.
here with you guys.
Let's see what's going on here. JSN, 30-yard touchdown.
Called it.
Did he really?
Yep.
Sweet, dude. I bet my parlay's already almost hit in the first half.
Yeah, I have.
This is like almost guaranteed money. Look at the score, Cody. What did I say? It might not be 60-50, but it might be a 40-35 or something.
This
And
game's
I'll
a high-scoring
hooray.
game. It's good entertainment, though.
that's all we want on Thursday night. And if you guys are not tuned in next week, Steelers and the Patriots, like that might be game of the year Thursday night. They need to flex that shit out. But like I told Cody earlier, they can't. They already talked about how they can't flex out Thursday night games because of scheduling conflicts with it being 3 to 4 days away from other games.
Yeah.
They did schedule out. Shout out to Seamus. The only thing you're good for is sharing good posts like that about the Kansas
Chiefs.
City and Patriots game being flexed out. Like huge on that. I agree with you, Seamus. Like no one wants to see your team or the Giants or the Jets or the Bears in prime time anymore.
Listen,
All right,
if I
here's the
wanted to
call.
see a dumpster fire, I'd go downtown Colorado Springs.
No touchdown.
Easy.
All right. No touchdown.
No?
Nope. All right.
Uh,
So let's catch you up on some comments here, guys.
All right.
Steven said Ryan just took Carr too. 7 said the Saints suck. And then 7 said Carr wasn't on my radar at any point.
7?
Yeah.
That's what 7 said. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
if we're gonna keep on this train talking about Get Sunday Covered for a little bit, we're coming up on halftime, so we're gonna have some time to chat about it. We just kind of want to, keep it casual and talk about, regular shit within the league. We're not going to recap everything. We do that in our episodes already.
Yep.
But I figured since all three of us are here in person, we could talk about maybe some bold predictions, perhaps. And Jordan, you and I were talking earlier. You had a really interesting one. Let's talk about that.
Let's start with you, Jordan.
Interesting facts about Drax Them's Clowns this year.
So we're going to get into a little bit of playoff talk, I think, more or less. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah,
essentially.
I think we're getting down to the, like control your destiny. You're in the playoffs type thing. So I think playoffs are it's almost like that magic number, like they call in actual professional sports. You get the magic number, you're clinch the playoffs type thing. But my magic number, I think, is 2. Like I told Cody, I'd rather control my destiny, and I win both and I'm in the playoffs.
Yep.
I win 1, lose 1. It's up to other people what happens. But anyways, there's what is Stefan? What is Draxel's Clouts in our league right now?
So I looked this
right
up
now.
Today. He is 9-3.
9-3.
He's locked up the 1 seed in the East.
He's
getting the bye week again. Yeah. 1 seed overall. So I looked it up today. This is the 5th year in a row that Drax has lucked up the bye week.
That to me, all right, first off, before we go into Draxel's Clouts, the whole East division is just like it's like kind of like how the NBA used to be 10 years ago. The Eastern Conference, if you finished with the losing record, you made the playoffs. Like, that's embarrassing. You shouldn't be able to host a playoff game with the losing record. So first off, like, East, like, let's go. Like, look at the West. Like, we're pretty competitive. We're all pretty up there. But anyways, when it comes, you're 9-3, 5 years straight with the first round bye. Stefan, I don't know if you watch hockey or not, but the Toronto Maple Leafs can't make it out of the second round of the playoffs. That's who you are of fantasy football. I'm sorry, my friend. It is your year. Win for me. If I don't win, I want you to win. I'm rooting for you.
Me.
I want you to win, So that's an embarrassing fact. It's kind of like Cody, like being a commissioner this long and never winning. Like, you're rooting for the guy. You want him to win.
That wasn't necessary. You didn't have to add that.
I didn't have to. We're live right now, so we're doing everything. So, but no, that's pretty impressive. 5 years straight with the first round bye. That's
well,
Seven says he's like
him.
the Cowboys.
What's that?
7 says he's like the Cowboys. They never seem to get out of the second round either.
But you have to be good during the regular season.
We talked about this with Drax earlier in the year. Like, this is his kryptonite right now. And I was chatting with him earlier today, and he feels like this is the time of year where his team falls apart. And so far, that's been the case. So, like, how do you combat that? Like, is he cursed? I don't believe in that shit, but like what's the deal? How do you get past that? 5 years in a row, you're in the number 1 seed. You get the bye week.
And you finish
You
third
can't
or
move
fourth.
on.
And the way you guys, I'll repeat myself like a broken record. Like, I'm semi-inebriated right now, but not like a drunk person, or repeating like a broken record.
Cheers.
Spirits are going around,
Cheers
folks.
to that. Is repeating what I always say. Fantasy is 90% luck, 10% skill, and it always come down to me for that. And I've been saying
110% power of will.
and I've always said this to people in my league. As long as you make the playoffs, as long as you're top 8, anything can happen. And it's happened. It happened 2 or 3 years straight in my league where the 8 seed took out the number 1 because the number 1 guy had a bad week. Number 8 seed had a good week. That's all it takes. You have someone that puts off 40 points a game, a couple guys that pop off 25, 30-point games. You're going to win. Like, it doesn't matter, That's why fantasy is just like, as much as frustrating as it gets, it's like, when it all comes down to it, obviously there's bigger things in this world than fantasy football. Like, but yeah, it is frustrating. Like, I'm more competitive than anyone I know. I want to win every game, but it's not realistic. Like, I mean, you can go 9-3, get a first round bye, and still lose, like some people we know in our league. But
So if you're looking at Drax right now, you look at his team. I mean, CMC is a nice anchor for that team. Do you see him making it out of the second round this year? Look at the playoffs. Tell me what you think. If it were to go down right now,
I'm not like you guys. I don't have my stuff pulled up. We're not on the Pat McAfee show. Let me get
Guess who
my
just picked up Matt Stafford?
7.
You sure did.
7.
Did you,
Sure
you know
did.
the reason I
Sure
didn't pick
did.
them up 7? You see the defense they're playing? I mean,
It's your shot.
7. I hope for you. I hope Matt Stafford throws 4 touchdowns to Puka Nacua. Like that's a
How
blessing in
pissed are you
disguise.
guys going to be when I drop Trevor Lawrence Sunday morning?
I'm asking for some sort of commissioner waiver to exempt him to my team Sunday morning because that's collusion.
I'm not going to. I don't think I'm going to. I'm really hoping for Dallas Goedert to go back to out status so I don't have to.
Do you even think if Dallas Goedert's good Sunday, you're going to play him? 100%.
Fuck no. Absolutely not.
So what? So if he is not declared out, if he's in game, who you dropping?
Don't ask me that.
I'm asking right now.
Because then you can't pick him up.
I don't
That's
know.
probably who he's going to drop.
Honestly, it's probably Trevor Lawrence.
Actually, he might drop Justin Herbert. He's been trash for him.
I don't think we already talked about this. I told him, I said, who are you going to start? I said, you're starting Trevor Lawrence, right? And he said, no, I'm starting Herbert.
Wow.
He's cursed with Brandon Staley. I'm telling you, as your opponent, start Trevor Lawrence right now.
Dude, I would start Lawrence.
Like that's solid
Straight
advice.
up.
I make more fair trades and fair offers than anyone in this league. I'll give you fair advice because you're my friend, but you do.
I don't know if I can.
You start Herbert.
So then hold Herbert and keep Lawrence, but I'm starting Lawrence.
The only reason I'm thinking about starting Herbert is because he's playing New England with the fucking excuse my
Shit show.
language
That's
with the
what I'm
dumpster
saying.
fire they have going on right now.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I mean.
That was my mistake not playing Derrick
But
Henry last week. They were playing Carolina. That's my fault.
I talked
They're a
about this in
garbage
the
team.
last podcast. Justin Herbert is going to be my downfall. I should have made the trade for Dak.
Yep.
We talked about that earlier. I was trying to give Stefan a stack with the Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews as AKA Mandrews, which would have worked out great for me because Mark Andrews got injured the next week. I would have felt like a big POS trading that away, try to give him a stack, and he gets injured. Obviously, no one can predict injuries, but I wanted Dak Prescott too because the way he's looking right now is special.
Lights out.
I don't care who you're playing. Like they talk about, yeah, you beat the Giants like that. Hey, they're an NFL team getting paid like other professionals in the league too. It's not their job to stop you, you know? So, but no, it's, I'm glad he finally made a trade. Like, good for Whitney for getting Dak Prescott. That's huge for her. She was actually talking with me tonight about who to pick up for her miracle worker that was going to be tonight. And I told her,
Yeah,
like,
she asked me too.
yeah, like,
I told
you
her
do
she's
you.
fucked either way.
Yeah, you do you. Pick up who you want. And it usually works out pretty good for her. I mean, she's already got almost 18 from Dak at halftime. 26 from DK Metcalf. Like what? Like easy. How much? Like what's the highest of the season? Like I'm looking at it right now. This is the highest, right? Yeah, this is already his highest of the total. His highest before this was 20.4 in week 11 against the Rams. Easy, Whitney. Go out right now and buy a lotto ticket because you are the luckiest. You're like my buddy Rob when it comes to fly fishing. He's the only person I know that is lassoed a fish fly fishing. After that, like you can't catch a fish the other way. He somehow lassoed the line around the tail of the fish and had it hooked into the line, and that's how he pulled in the fish. It was nothing was hooked into the fish. His line was wrapped around the tail, and the actual hook of the fly hooked his line around the line of the fish and hooked itself, and that's how he dragged the fish in was from his tail. So Whitney, that's what you remind me of in the fantasy football situation. So. Bless you, you beat me. So congratulations. I hope you beat Seamus this week because I hope Seamus never wins another game in this league. But to each their own, good luck to everybody.
So funny comment here. Whitney actually, let's refer back. So Whitney said, "Man, I won't lie. If I am not in the winner bracket, for sure rooting for Steven." And then Seamus said, "If you're not, I'll see you in the dumpster." And then Whitney said, "Won't count Cody out either, especially since he's had highest points how many years and yet still dead in the water." And then Seven said, "Listen to Jordan. I'd start Lawrence too." And then Seamus said, Herbert could blow up in New England." And then Whitney said, "Listen, hostess, as long as you do worse than I do not care."
That's fair.
I
That's
like
fair. Doesn't help me at all because those are very conflicting ideas. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Herbert this weekend. I don't know. It's some of the shit that I've watched and read. Herbert and Lawrence are pretty much back to back. I don't know, man. And this is my point. Like, I feel like Herbert is going to be my problem for a playoff run.
Yep.
Like,
I think the only thing that helps, obviously, like I already told you, is the Chargers are playing New England, which helps big time. But I think
hang on. I was going to text. Seamus says, "Tell Jordan to take the stick out of his ass."
It's all right, Seamus. Don't be sad. At least I can still walk. But
Deal.
Hey, shout out Seamus. He can finally walk now. I don't know if you knew that. He's back
I'm
on
glad
the
you
feet.
can still walk again, my friend.
Seamus, if you don't know, your nickname is Skrillex because you're going from
From
first,
first to last. Let's go. If you don't get that reference, look it up. So
And we
Brandon,
refer to him as Skrillex from the jump. I want that to be
that's fair. Episode 1, we did say that.
episode 1.
Yeah.
And we said he would get maybe 4 wins all year.
Ass.
We're pretty fucking on point right now.
Not too bad.
39, and he's getting his ass walled.
If we don't know that what we're talking about anything else, we got that one right.
Yeah. That one.
Brandon, you got a bold prediction for this year?
I'm winning the whole fucking championship.
That's not bold, bro. You're favored in every matchup you ever play. There's nothing bold about that prediction.
One bold prediction. I'm gonna go. Who does he play next week? That's my big question. I'm gonna go right now. Revenge of the Aints is not in playoffs. I'm gonna take him getting in as a 6 seed, and I'm gonna take him winning in the first round again.
So you're saying he is getting in the playoffs?
Yes, and I think he would be the 3 seed.
Look at this.
It's close.
I think the entire East is close.
I do too. I mean, they're all a win away from practically playoffs right now.
Except for one of
So
Well, you guys are saying the East. You can't include everybody if there's technically 4 out of 5 that are in contention.
well, yeah, one is already in. Stefan's already in.
And 5's pretty
And
much out.
Seamus is pretty much out.
So you got 3 people in there that are fighting for some.
So to be fair, I think looking at playoffs, and we referred to this the other night, you have really 4 guaranteed playoff spots right now, which is Drax, myself, Cody, and Ryan. All the 6-6 and 5-7 teams are really battling it out for that last 2 spots.
But I guess, what if one of you lose back-to-back weeks right here, and someone goes? I guess one of you could be knocked, bounced, right? Correct, and one of you could still make the playoffs.
Based off of a points for, I doubt it.
because that's our
There's such a
tiebreaker.
spread. It's almost like, let's see, you're 80 points behind Ryan.
Mhm.
And there ain't no way no one's catching me. I know that.
No,
and
yeah,
Cody's
you're
on
Dude,
way
fire.
far
honestly,
ahead,
like,
dude.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
man? With your team, it wouldn't have mattered Stephon Diggs or Mike Evans. Like, your team is a week and a half ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, you could say, yeah, I'm 160 over the next closest person.
I got you this.
Hey,
That's ridiculous. That's insane.
so I actually looked at this the other night when we were live. But looking at, I believe last year, the spread last year, because I was first last year in terms of overall scores, right? Highest scoring. Let's see. So last year, I went 7-5. I finished, or actually, no, I'm sorry. Last year, what am I looking at here? There we go. Last year, I finished 8-6. I had 1,839 points for. The next closest was Stefan with 1,812. So 20-point spread, almost 30. This year, no one's fucking
Not even close.
It's not even.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen a spread like that before.
No.
It's almost like the Tony Romo of fantasy football. You're great in the regular season, but can't deliver a championship.
Yeah, that's all I can fucking try and do this year.
And that's what sucks, dude. You play one game in the playoffs, and all it takes is you guys that not have a great week like you've been doing all season, and you play someone who has a good week and you lose. That's why fantasy football for me is so frustrating.
But see, I think that's kind of fun
fair,
about it. Go ahead.
To be fair, in regards to your comment,
Yeah.
Every week I've played and lost, I'm playing a top scorer, and I'm in the top 4 scoring.
No, yeah.
Shout out my team last year.
Seriously, bro. This year is fucking.
But
rough.
see, I think that's what's fun about fantasy football and the NFL in general. Whereas every other professional sport does a series. Either you show up on this week or you don't. And if you don't, you're done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is kind of.
You guys ever think about, maybe because I'm sour because my own league, like I have more points against than I've ever had against me in like ever. Maybe in like GSC, whoever finishes with the most points against them gets like $5 off next year on the buy-in for the league or something.
It's an interesting take.
You know, something where it's just like, man, it's not your fault. You just every week was a bad week for you to play someone. A lot of people had great weeks against you. And that's just the luck of fantasy football. We want to return that.
For what it's worth for everybody that's listening, I've been playing fantasy football with Jordan for a long time, and I've never seen this happen for him, especially in his league.
So most points against in my league, I am 2-10 in my league right now. It's the way it goes. Like I started out 0-3 in the first 3 weeks. I had good weeks. I would have beat anyone else in the league, but all the top 3 scorers were I played against the first 3 weeks. So that's just how it goes.
I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, but I think your points against are more than the highest points for in your league.
In that league. I want to say you're correct in that.
That's that's the shit that makes you want to quit fantasy football.
So what's crazy is we're all in 2 leagues, and then Cody, you and I are in 3 leagues together, and we're all in another buy-in league. And we all are actually in the playoffs right now.
Let's go.
So just shows we have some consistency with where we're at. We know what we're talking about. I climbed back in fantasy, bros.
Dude.
I was struggling, man.
I know you were kind of down on that league. Like, I'm high on that league, obviously, because my team is like, it's special. It's special. I was telling Cody that earlier. I was like, I literally spent fab one time, and that was week 8 or 9 after Dallas Goedert broke his arm and I needed a tight end. I put money on Dalton Schultz. That has not paid off for me in any of my 3 leagues that I picked him up in. Which is
Take Dallas.
No shit.
Which is saddening. Hashtag shouldn't have traded Sam Laporta. Fuck you, Seamus. But it's the way it goes sometimes. Like I said, you never know. Obviously, like I was talking with Cody earlier, I had Darren Waller. He was doing pretty good. Next week, he goes down injured IR. Like I said, you can't predict stuff with injuries and how stuff's going to go. Obviously, if you could, you wouldn't make trades. You wouldn't do that stuff. So, yeah, fantasy Rose League though. If I don't whip both your asses in that league, I'd be shocked. Like I should
I'm on a
win that
6-win
league.
streak right now. I was 5-11, or no, I was 7-11, and now I'm 13-11
because of the league median.
Yeah,
I want to give
that's our league median league.
I want to give a quick shout out to Fantasy Bros, and I would love to share this with them because I don't think they're tuned into this, but I would love to have them in GSC at some point because the commissioner of that league and at least a couple of people in that league are very competitive, and it's fun to play. The scoring settings that they have, we've done a couple of things in that league. It was previously a dynasty league. Then it was the best ball league that we played in. Now it's the, just the regular 12 team PPR, but it's fun, man. And I don't know.
Not only is it PPR, like, I don't know if you guys have ever talked about this, like you get additional points for if you have a person get you first downs. If someone throws like a 40-yard touchdown, you get additional points. If a wide receiver catches a 40-yard touchdown or more, they get additional points. So it's you can have guys get huge weeks.
So I've been thinking we should do a fun kind of league where it's as low as whoever gets the lowest score, and you have to have starters. You can't not play starters, right? But you want to get someone like Mac Jones, where you just know you're going to get like 6-7 points out of him, right? But or like the Cardinals defense, where they're going to get their shit ran.
Yeah.
But you want to score the lowest overall. So negative yards are like points and shit like that.
But,
sacks are
like
it can't be like someone outside of like, because if it's that shit, I'm picking up Noah Fant and stuff like that. People that aren't getting any targets, like. So you'd have to do something like guys inside like the top 250 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So why is that fun?
Because then you're just able to fucking look at the worst players.
You're going like golf style, like low score wins.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
I think that would be.
Well, I guess it would be highest score, but you get negative points for like instead of a interception being like -2 points in our league or -1, whatever it is. It's like -5 now. Pick sixes that are thrown
-10.
Exactly.
Like you did worse.
Field goal, -5 points. Shit like
talk
that.
About an experimental league. I mean, that's interesting.
You could get in depth on it. Like I know there's that one league where field goals are worth 30 fucking points, and it's like you just get one field goal out of a player. I mean, he kicks 4 field goals. That's 120 points. There's your week.
What?
Jesus Christ.
What if you do?
I think that's BDE that does that. Someone like that does it.
What if have you ever done a league? I don't know. I think Cody was in my league when I did this. Instead of doing a defense, I did one defensive player.
I did play that.
Yep. So you picked one defensive player.
That's hard. That's actually very difficult.
It is because you get a person like it all depends. You get someone on the Chiefs, like you get someone like Chris Jones who goes off like you did last week. Like you're probably getting 15, 20 points from a guy like that. Like you get TJ Watt who goes off on a week. Like you're getting a lot of points, but you play somebody like you try to play a cornerback, they make 0 tackles, they don't get targeted one time. Like you might get 1 point for a deflected ball. And
see, that's another thing that I love about fantasy football is there's so many different directions you can take this. There's so many ways you can play this game. And it's exciting. You don't have to like limit yourself to a PPR league or limit yourself to 4 points per passing touchdown. Yeah. Like there's so many ways you can fuck with
or normal players and kicker and defense. Like,
right.
Yeah. I mean, you could do whatever you want. Like,
So I would love to hear if you guys play in any of these type of leagues where it's different type of scoring or a different type of, roster lineup, or if it's IDP or, like whatever it is, like let us know, because that's super interesting. And for those of you that are watching that don't know, we do experimental leagues in GSC, which I think is awesome.
And obviously with like the experimental league and stuff like that, like any Geno Smith touchdown, anyone that's been
Fuck Geno Smith.
anyone that's been a commissioner in any type of format before, like any type of league, like when you've set that league up, like how many options it actually gives you to go through and stuff, how much stuff you can actually change, to where, like Cody was talking about, different scoring options, different positions. You can do so many different things to where you can make a league so custom to where it might fit the 8 people at your work that are all about football, but they're more defensive people, and you want to have 4 offensive people and 4 defensive people. You can do that, like,
right.
And especially if you have an 8-man league, like, probably be pretty loaded. Like, that'd be pretty wild if you think about that.
And that's
like,
a good way to keep it competitive in a smaller league too. Like if you only got 6 or 7 friends that you can play with, that's a good way to make it competitive right there.
4 and 4, splitting it to where you're looking at, if you look at that, if you have an 8-man league and you only have 4 guys on offense that you can play, you're loaded. Like you got the top guys on every team.
Like 300 points per match.
you got the RB ones, the wide receiver ones. Everyone, I mean, look at your tight ends. Everyone's getting a top tight end, especially with defense. So defense is just hard when it comes to picking guys and stuff, because it all comes down to, is someone going to get tackles this week? Is what you're going to get points from. So,
yeah.
So Cody, I want to jump in here. What is your one bold prediction moving forward for the year?
I'm actually going to go the opposite direction from what Jordan said, and I think that this is the year that Stefan gets to the championship. I don't know if he necessarily gets it done, because I'm hoping to be there.
I'm hoping to be there too.
But I think he gets there. I think this is the year he gets it out of the second round. I just look at his team, and it's kind of like yours, man. It's
scary.
It's scary. And clearly, looking at his record, it is. So I think this is the year he gets out of the second round. How it's stacked up right now, it looks like he's going to face probably one of us 3.
Yep.
More than likely.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at as well. It looks like he's playing one of us 3 in the second round for sure.
So I'm not
so he's
betting
losing
against myself. But how many times can this happen for him? Right? Like you can only bet on the same player for so long before you give up and they finally go off, right?
Right.
I mean, we've seen that happen too many times. I think about tracks the same way I do the Cowboys. We said that earlier. Eventually it's gonna happen.
Maybe if we were back in the 90s.
I don't know. Do you guys disagree? I mean,
I think he'll get there, but I don't.
You think if he plays you, he's going down?
Yes.
So do I.
But I'm gonna have the confidence in my own fucking team.
I know. But a bye week 5 years in a row without getting to the ship?
That's rough, bro. That would be pain for me, man.
I don't think he's super happy about it. Why would he be?
I don't disagree.
I would go as far as saying he's probably pretty pissed about it.
But that's why he made a trade for Devontae, right? I mean, he had to do something.
I don't know how happy he is about getting rid of Dak right now.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, how confident is he with Kyler Murray as his quarterback? He's got Taysom Hill as his tight end. His backup tight end is Isaiah Likely, which I do like, but it's Baltimore.
He got fucked by Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
he pulled the rabbit out of the hat with Kyron, picking Kyron Williams.
We don't.
Should we chat about that real fast?
Do we want, I don't know if I
Do we
want to
wanna
talk about that. Like,
Seamus is watching.
Wait,
Let's talk
he's
about
in
it.
here. Seamus, if you're still here, drop a comment.
$10,
$10
fab for Kyron Williams. He texted me first. I don't know if it was before he texted anyone else. Are you interested in Williams?
Buckle up, everyone.
Are you interested in Williams? Said Williams who? Kyron Williams. Made some smart ass comment. I'll send you $5 fab and a bag of chips. I have an offer double that. I thought he was talking.
He was serious.
Yeah, I thought he had something way better than that. Like, I thought something was going to drop or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. And I'm at work. No more than 10 minutes later, I'm at work getting an alert on my phone. Trade. Kyron Williams, $10 fab. Sure as shit, it was double my offer for the $5 fab. I would have offered you $11 fab, Seamus. Breaking news. Maybe a 30th round pick in 2026. Like, who knows? Like, you could have got something better deal than that, you know?
You give him an over the pants hand job.
So speaking of Seamus, how you feeling after last week, bro?
Dude, I told
I
told Cody this earlier. I said, you know, another way how fantasy works. I literally swapped out 10 minutes before the 11 a.m. games. I swapped out Derrick Henry for Khalil Herbert because Deontay Foreman was pretty much ruled out Monday night. And I thought Khalil Herbert was going to do something special. What happens? I'm Whitney, and I pick up Roschon Johnson knowing he's going to fucking do something special. He gets more carries touches than Khalil Herbert. If I would have started Derrick Henry, I would have beat Seamus by less than a point. I wish someone else wouldn't offer him. So no matter who I started, he would have beat me regardless. Would have made me feel better about it.
Sure.
That's the way it works. Obviously, if looking back on it, I wish I wouldn't taken Henry out. Like I told you earlier, Henry had like 9 points combined in the past 2 weeks. He was playing Carolina. Kind of myself. That's why I'm kind of telling you. I understand why you're playing Herbert against New England. They are terrible. Dumpster fire. So you want to play guys against teams like that. Like they should put up their projected, if not more. Like you're going against a bad team. That's on me. But I thought with Herbert coming for Chicago with Deontay Foreman out, the only other guy is Roschon Johnson. So it's going to be the Khalil Herbert show. It was the Roschon Johnson show, and
which is crazy. Like
Khalil Herbert, and his stats weren't bad. Like I told you, I don't even remember what they were. 6 for 40 rushing and 2 for 22 receiving.
Honestly, outside of DJ Moore, like how can you trust anything on that offense? Even Cole Kmet.
Dude,
he had 9.
But I even worry about DJ Moore, and I have him in a league.
Yeah, so do I.
Like it's so hit or miss. He's kind of like Gabe Davis. 1 week he's great, the next week he's absolute.
How pissed are people with Gabe Davis right now?
Well, here's the funny part: is Steppen dropped him, and then he goes the fuck off.
But
you go 20-0 to 20.
I get that. Like I would rather get him the fuck off my team. I did that with Garrett Wilson because I was like, I even texted Jordan this. I said, I do not want to deal with this stress.
Yeah.
Of do I start or sit this kid?
Yep.
So like I get it.
Well, I'm gonna hit this parlay as long as Dallas wins because I already hit everything on my yardage. But Dallas is currently losing this game by 8 points.
I need a Sadiq Bey to score 1 3-pointer. 1.
We're talking about basketball now. I was about to say I do not know that player in NFL. So
how many shots did Austin Matthews get? Let's take a peek here.
I don't know. I put a $2 bet on the one you sent me.
The shot one?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
The 3+ or the 4+?
4+.
All right, you followed that?
I did. I put a
peek here.
$2. That's an pass interference.
Austin Matthews choked. He had 2 shots. Fuck.
That's usually how it works for us.
Yep.
So we had a tough time with the Kyron Williams trade. Questionable, I think, is probably the best way
at best
to say that. I'm not sure that Seamus understands that this isn't a dynasty league and you don't stand too much to gain for next year. Maybe a draft pick or two, I guess, but
other than him being worried about selling lemonade in Salem, Massachusetts, because he's going to get witched like a witch in the 1700s in South Carolina or something, because you got to have permits to sell anything in that town, I guess. You can't do anything charity-wise. You can't be nice to children.
yeah, but in Vegas,
We're doing it in Vegas. The punishment's going to be live in Vegas, so everyone's able to be there.
So I hope Seamus loses this so we could put him out on the corner and rub my head for a quarter. Like, and all that money is donated to GSC, Seamus. You don't even have to sell anything. People touch you and donate money. Think about that. And all that money goes to the league, dude. You're doing a great
rub my
cause.
head. Pay a quarter to
Yeah,
rub my head.
pay a quarter to touch my head. Dude,
I
Seamus,
love it.
as much as I fucking hate you, I love you. You piss me off more than anyone that's ever pissed me off in my life. But I want that. That is what I want. I want you to lose the league now, and I want that to happen because think about how much money you're going to make for the league. Like,
But listen, have you listened to the last few episodes, Jordan, of the podcast?
I have. I did.
He's not losing because of a bad a bad lineup. He's getting fucked by his matchups more than anybody else in the league. He really is. And he has been. Speak.
I've been getting fucked more than anyone this year.
But you still have a winning record.
This is true. But I'm just saying.
Listen, Seamus from first to last. Yes, I support it. I'm here for it because fuck you. You're the champ and down with the champ. I'm here for it.
Fuck you, Seamus.
But he is not phoning in his season. But you still have a winning record.
This is true.
I'm a former champ.
Just saying.
Listen, and you're not phoning in your season either. From first to last. Yes, I support it.
No.
Here for it because fuck you.
Well,
You're
hello, good sir.
Someone's really playing and
Steven.
Yeah, Steven, can you stop
But he is not
listening on
phoning
the
in his season.
YouTube?
But you still have a winning record.
Yes.
I'm a former champ.
Just,
Shit.
Sorry, I hear.
We're getting echo. That's all.
Yep,
We should
Steven.
be good now.
Nice, Steven.
Welcome in, sir.
You could chime in, but
Welcome,
you have to be
Steven.
quiet.
Look at that sexy individual.
Let's see. Let's start you off. This is Steven, aka Cortland Slutton, within our league.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome in. Glad to see you. Can you give us one bold prediction moving forward the rest of the season in GSC?
I'm going to upset you this week.
Love it.
Yes.
Cowboys have negative points right now, dude. Why are you doing this to me?
It's okay.
Do they really?
They
Yeah.
do. They're playing like shit.
And,
Should
he-
have started Pittsburgh.
and Brandon gets 22 against me with them.
No, they're a good defense. I was like, honestly, unless my CJ Stroud tank Dell stat keeps doing what it's doing, I wasn't super hopeful. But now I'm like, why you give me hope? That's all I gotta know.
Is Dallas going to lose this
I
game?
might give you hope now, but I'm going to shatter it come Sunday.
We'll see. It sucks because Houston's playing Denver too.
It's going to be a tough game,
Well-
dude.
I picked Denver in that game.
That might be game of the week.
Yeah, I said it on the podcast. I like Denver plus 3.5. As long as the Cowboys win this game, my parlay stays alive. We'll see how that plans out.
It's not looking good right now.
It's not, but there's still plenty of football left.
Oh yeah.
So
Nobody's podcast
Steven,
chimed in, said Flower Power helping Cody win last week.
yes, sir. Who
Just
chimed
trying to
in?
get more
Should've
receptions
seen that.
with Mark Andrews down. Welcome in. Good to see you
Hey,
again.
nobody's podcast. Shout out Andrew. What's up, buddy? Yeah, say flowers, dude. That was fucking awesome. If you guys haven't watched it, go back and listen to that last episode. Brandon's
go
my
look.
matchup was
That
Fuego.
was literally last fucking minute. So
that type of game will make you love fantasy football. I don't care who you are.
He
Zay
should've-
Flowers'
yeah.
second rush of the season.
should have taken me.
37 yards to the house. Crib call, baby.
Fuck. Should have just fucking took a knee and ran the clock out. But instead, he decided, I'm gonna go fucking spoil
You could have
Brandon's
been
week.
Lamar
and
Jackson
win
running
Cody.
it in.
So hey,
I'll take that.
we're getting down to the nitty gritty in the league right now. Let's look at a little bit of fab. Brandon, I mentioned it on the last episode. I'm admiring the way that you have handled your fab, because not too many people have much more than $10. A lot of people with zero. You and Whitney, north of 50%. How you feel about that?
I feel great because if something happens, I know I can drop $55 on someone.
Sure, but who are you going to get for $55 at this point?
That's exactly it.
Whoever
Nobody.
he wants.
Tackle him.
Yeah, whoever you
God.
want. That's a good point, Steven. Yeah, whoever you want.
Well, I
But
mean,
damn,
look what happened
dude.
this week. Look what happened this week, Brandon. I needed a running back and a tight end. I wasted every single dollar of fab on Chuba Hubbard and Pat Fryermuth.
I know, and you fucking beat me out by $1. I was thinking I was gonna get you.
You didn't even need him though. Like I needed that spot filled.
Yeah, but I was trying to get him so to prevent you.
True.
Fryermuth last week, first 100 game as a Steeler, 100-yard game as a Steeler, I'm pretty sure.
And that's 2 fire weeks in a row.
Yeah, and shout out to the Steelers. First 400-yard game in 59 games. The only team that had a worse
damn.
streak
That's
was
fucking
the
terrible.
Oakland Raiders from like I think it was 2005 to 2010. They won like 63 or 64 games without a 400-yard game.
You guys were never ranked above 23rd offense
Yeah,
with your old offensive coordinator.
Matt fucking Can needs to go.
Blame Canada.
Yeah, fucking
gone,
fire.
isn't
He's gone. Fire Canada. He's gone. They were chanting that at Pittsburgh Penguins hockey games.
That's fucking
Like
awesome.
when your own town, when your city at another sporting event is firing a
pretty
coach for another professional team in your city, that's when you know you're bad. Tony Pollard touchdown. What garbage.
Should I get out
So,
the dance right now?
no.
Also, since we're on the topic of Penguins, shout out Tristan Jari. Goalie goal today.
16th goalie in NHL history. Is that what it was? 16th goalie in NHL
16th or
history to score a
17th.
goal.
If you guys aren't interested in goalie goals, go fuck yourselves because they're
Yeah.
amazing.
If first off you aren't interested in hockey, you can
Go
probably
fuck
just leave
yourself.
this.
Go fuck
Yeah,
yourself
you
because
can
it's amazing.
leave this
Hockey is the
podcast
best
right now.
sport on the
But
planet.
if you've ever played hockey and you've ever picked up a goalie stick and tried to shoot a puck with a goalie stick, go out and try to do it. And imagine shooting it 200 feet down the ice into a net between 5 other guys trying to shoot over them to score. Pretty impressive.
Take a 2x4 and flick a roll of duct tape
Yeah.
200 feet.
Yep.
So Steven jumped off he was lagging.
Hi,
so-
Steven. I think Seamus had something to say, though. I'm not sure. He jumped in the comments. I think it's a little spicy right now about your take.
Seamus?
I think so.
Good. I thought I was being nice. Could have
That
been
was all
worse.
right. I think we have a rivalry in the making, is what it sounds like.
I think Seamus has gotten 2 rivals over the last 3 seasons.
2 or 3 or
I mean,
4.
Jordan's 3rd year, right? Because this is my 2nd. You're a year ahead of me, right?
this is my 3rd. Yeah, because I
Third
won
year.
I won in my first year.
Seamus is an OG. He's been here since 2015.
Still a bitch.
2016, maybe. Still a bitch.
But
Hey,
his
we're giving you a razz here, champ. Take it in stride, and you can count on me to not donate a quarter when we're in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip on that.
I'll throw $1 for someone else doing it. But Seamus, for your championship, it's gonna have an asterisk as long as I'm in this league because DeMar Hamlin, he's not even playing right now. He's scratched every game. He's healthy scratch. Like,
Did you see that shit during that game when the other kid went out on the ambulance? The Bills game, it was like 2 weeks ago. The kid that like hurt his neck and went on.
I did, yeah, man.
And they just pulled the camera straight to DeMar
Yeah,
Hamlin.
and they're
What
like,
weird flex by the media.
So like, here's a guy that almost died in an ambulance a couple years ago.
Look at this guy.
This literally was a year ago, and he's still alive.
And the game was actually
so
canceled,
close,
so it put
but-
Sheamus into the championship, which shouldn't have happened. But
Yeah.
hey, that's a one-off.
This is fantasy.
That's not his fault, Sheamus. That's not your fault. You can't control that. Like, it is what it is. That's how it happened. Like, it just sucks, man. Like, it just sucks that it goes down that way. No one wants to go down that way. Everyone wants their people to play and a game to play out. So it sucks for everyone involved in that situation. And that was a one-off time, hopefully, in football and fantasy football, that will hopefully never happen again. And hopefully we never have a COVID season again. Like, because no one wants to have to put people on because they got COVID. You're putting them on your bench because you don't know if they're playing or not. That whole time was just a bad time for everybody. So we don't want any part of that again.
Andrew, yes, fantasy hockey league next year. Let's do it.
I don't know if I'm in.
I'm already in one. Brandon, if you want to play next year,
I've tried. It's too much for me. I focus way too much on fantasy football. I play fantasy hockey with you. Got my ass kicked.
Yeah, I know.
Can't pay attention.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Steven, no, DeMar Hamlin does not deserve comeback player of the year.
No,
he hasn't played.
He
played two games this year
before he can get that.
He's played 2 snaps, I think.
Yeah.
So then, if he doesn't, who does? We don't pay attention to football.
Aaron Rodgers? If Aaron Rodgers comes back this season, that would
He's not coming back. Stop saying that. He's not coming back.
Who really would be to come back? That's a good question. I'm trying to think.
Let me look. I'm looking at the odds right now.
I'm just thinking about players in my head, and
Javante?
Samaje Perine gotten fucking more than him lately.
Yeah, but he never left.
I mean,
relatively speaking.
I agree with you on
Tua?
that. Yep.
Russ?
Tua? Well,
okay.
All right. Russ doesn't qualify. Dude.
He left. He went to another planet for a year. AI was throwing his passes.
He is like, and it's like I remember telling my buddy Ryan, I said, if people don't understand this isn't Peyton Manning coming to Denver.
Whitney, mute yourself.
Mute.
Please and thank you.
Baker?
No.
Can you mute her?
I'm trying.
I got it, Whit.
You're ruining everything.
Thank you for joining.
She's in the bar.
No, I would say, dude, Tua, after that concussion he got last year, Gerard Bland with an interception. He didn't get a pick 6, but he got an interception. Look at that pick.
Dude's a badass, dude.
What was it? Plus 3,000 for him to return a pick 6? I already hit my parlay. I just need Dallas to win this game, and I win $90 on $5. So,
Cha-ching.
Let's hope so. Comeback player, I would say probably, obviously, it's got to be Tua, depending on how Miami finishes. After the way he looked last year, when they said that was just a back injury, when he got up with that concussion breakdancing backwards, when someone made that meme of that song when he was dancing backwards and he was kind of dancing, and that wasn't his back, homie. That is a concussion. He is hurt. Get him off the field. Like, no one, obviously back in the 1980s, even 90s, early 2000s, like, it was all, how many fingers am I holding up thing? Like, you're good. You want to be back in there. Like, no one wants to pull themselves out of a game.
Like the cartoon with the Tweety birds.
Yeah, rolling around your head.
Some fucking Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Or it's like, you guys ever seen Varsity Blues, right?
Yeah.
Where homeboy, the big fat guy gets a concussion, and he's like, how many fingers am I holding up? He's like, he wouldn't know that answer anyways. And You know what I'm talking about? The big fat
No, I know
dude?
exactly who
He
you're
takes
talking
the
about. I'm trying to think of his
pancakes.
name, bro.
Takes the pancakes, dips them in the peanut butter, eats the pancake, and drinks the maple syrup as his drink.
Or you think about a Not Another Teen movie.
Billy
where
Bob.
The fat
Billy
lineman
Bob.
gets
No-
like
Not another teen movie
concussions.
when they're on the field and they throw it to that dude and he gets split in half on the
Yeah.
field. Like that's some good stuff there. Like I love
Yeah.
stuff like that when they're making fun of movies like that.
Well, real quick, guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our two-time champ.
She
Bench Don't Kill My
she's jumping-
Vibe. She was here
jumped
for a
off.
second, so we're
She'll be
trying to get her
on
back.
momentarily.
Yeah, what
While we're
happened?
trying to get her back, let's move it on a little bit. I just want to ask to you fellows, we're getting close to playoff fantasy football. How are you doing in your other leagues? Obviously, your league's not going so well, but how's the other ones?
I mean, obviously, so I'm only in the 3 leagues. Obviously, my
So
league.
the Fantasy Bros is your only other one?
Yeah. So
Damn.
I'm in 3 leagues total. I honestly wanted to cut it back this year because I was just like, I think ideal for me is 2 fantasy football leagues and 1 fantasy hockey league because like I watch a lot of hockey. Like for people that don't know, I probably watch more hockey than I do football. Anyone doesn't know hockey, 7, like obviously your daughter's already sold on it. You took her to a game. She's addicted now.
Let's go.
But yeah, so anyone that's never been to a hockey game in person, like go to a game one time. You don't even have to get great tickets. Like go get $20 tickets, sit up top and just watch hockey. Watch what those guys are doing on such a small space. But shout out to hockey, fantasy hockey. I play in 3 leagues. I'm 2-10 in mine. I don't even know what I am in Fantasy Bros. I know I'm one of the top teams in that league.
Number 2
in that league. Which that league I have a great team. Like I can't complain about it. I'm 17-7 in that league. Pretty good record. I'm 6-6 in GSC. So hopefully making the playoffs in 2 leagues. Obviously making it in 1. Hopefully winning it in 1 with the team I have stacked in that. And then GSC, I really think it's the 6 teams that make it. Any one of the 6 are going to win it.
I agree.
So
obviously, right?
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Obviously.
well, no shit, Sherlock. I hope you don't fucking win it now. But it's like I always tell people when they talk about, like I don't know, like you look at basketball, like realistically, it's maybe it's one of 6 or 7 teams that's realistically winning the NBA championship, if that.
Right.
When it comes down to football, it's realistically probably going to be same thing. One of 5 or 6 teams has a good offense and defense that's going to win it. I always tell people when it comes down to hockey, realistically, out of the 16 teams,
Look at the Predators.
with the parity in that league, I feel like 14 to 15 to 16 teams in the playoffs can win a Stanley Cup, depending on how hot your goalie gets with hockey. So
I love that take, and I want you to pin that because after we talk about the rest of our leagues, I want to come back to that because that's really interesting what you just said. So you guys that are listening too, think about that as well, the way that playoffs go down in fantasy versus NFL, NBA, NHL. I want to come back to that.
Welcome in,
Yeah.
Whit. We got you live here.
Whitney's here?
Whitney's back.
Let's go.
She's here. You can
Looks like
Hi,
she's a
cousin.
looks like she's a New York Jets fan right now. Like that beanie looks like it's a New York Jets shit. Yeah, look at it. It's like green and
Carhartt.
white.
That's pretty fucking
Celtics
sick.
hat.
Did that say Zach Wilson?
No, it's Carhartt, bro.
I know. All right. What about your leagues, Brandon? What are you doing?
I'm in 6 leagues, and I'm in the playoffs in every single league.
I'm in the playoffs every single week.
Cheater, liar, cheater.
How many of those are you the commissioner in?
1.
Cheater.
Well, I guess technically 2 if you count. That happened later in the season. So I'm in 6 leagues. I'm in the playoffs in all of them. Within 2 of them, I'm the 1 seed right now. And one of them, I pretty much have locked up the 1 seed. And the other, it's just based off points for. Someone and I are both 10-2. which is our big, what is that, 12 or 14? 12. Reaper, I'm all right in there. I'm a 5 seed right now, so I think I'll make it because.
Shout out Seamus. Seamus is here.
Oh, welcome in,
What up,
Skrillex.
Seamus?
Hey, Skrillex.
No, he's not. He's not here.
It shows he's in here.
Yes,
He's
he
here,
is.
He's no video.
Yes, he is. I heard him.
folks
You don't
Yes,
want to
he
hop on
is.
camera?
He's got to show
No,
his
I'll
face
let
to
Whitney
me.
have her moment and then I'll come on.
He sold his video for $10 a fab.
I need to see that bald head now, Seamus.
But yeah, so I'm in the playoffs in all my leagues. One of my leagues actually the last regular season games this week, and then they do like two
Playoffs already.
championship. Yeah, so
Nice.
playoffs in that league would start next week. So right now, I was looking at it. I was predicted to lose like 35% to 65, and now it's 47-53. Still predicted to lose, but I have Josh Allen on a bye, Rashawn Johnson, James Cook, DJ Moore.
It's a bad week for
It's-
buys, man. People go into
it's
the playoffs and this many teams on bye.
Yeah,
The
but-
NFL not recognize their fantasy community.
Always that late now with how late the bye weeks are now. Like
It's kind of fucked.
it's
man.
rough, dude. Because I remember, AKA our co-commissioner, having a rage quit week with Jonathan Taylor on a bye week. Like, I will quit this league if he's on a bye the first week
Which,
of the playoffs.
To
I
be fair,
completely agree.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Stefan,
absolutely.
I'm on your side on that 100%. Like,
100%.
one of my top picks, if they're not playing in the first round of my fucking playoffs for fantasy football, I don't want to play either.
Absolutely.
CeeDee Lamb
I
sitting out or
completely
something for me right now. Like, nah, we're good. Like, I don't
No.
want to play. Like,
I completely agree.
We're good.
But like, come on, NFL. Like, listen up. Recognize your fantasy community a little bit. I understand that you have your ESPN podcasts and your, everybody else that gets into fantasy, but like, give us a fucking break here with these bye weeks, man. This is bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, they're rough. But then you look back at like week 10, you had the Eagles, Chiefs, 49ers, Dolphins.
True.
Like, you had solid teams all on buys the same
That's
exact
true.
week. So it makes it rough. But
I wonder how they decide that. How, like, bye weeks, which teams are on bye weeks, which weeks, how that.
so it's actually, I
someone's-
think, all AI generated now.
Well, because they were talking about that with
AWS.
AWI, or yeah, like all that stuff's auto generated. So it's like, but how does that figure it out? Some AI is figuring it out somewhere.
Yep.
You ever seen
All
the
right.
Matrix?
Well, we got Wit in here. I'll start with Wit. You can go ahead.
Two-time champ in the house.
Loser.
I want to hear from Wit. One bold prediction moving forward in the
You
season.
got to unmute yourself now, boo.
Seamus, I'm going to ask you the same question too. Have an answer prepared. Oh. Bottom left corner. Oh,
Why is the camera just zoomed in
it's
on
just
me?
the camera. You're hitting the camera, not the microphone.
Whitney, you might have to unmute her.
Yeah, she's saying that.
She's
you
shouting
muted
at the
her.
camera right now.
She's all pissed.
There you go.
Listen to
should
me,
have it.
goddammit.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
We got it.
That's
Yay!
my bad.
Next up, kill my vibe.
Yay!
Welcome in. Welcome in.
Yes.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Thanks for dropping
I'm
in.
in like a random courtyard in the middle of the South End right now, but we're good.
So
Oh,
shout
nice.
out Boston teams. Here we go. GSC is worldwide.
Yeah.
Maybe the Celtics can make something happen this year. James
The
does not.
Bruins?
Nice. We'll see.
I think a lot of people are surprised by how well they're doing right now.
Celtics.
So
I mean,
Whitney,
the Celtics are doing
give
good.
us some
They're number
thoughts
one
on give us some thoughts on GSC.
I hate all of you. I love all of you. Like it's I don't know. I'm like everyone's big little sister, right?
Yeah, well, we all love you to death, and we hope you never win another game.
I never played the Chargers defense for 30 points, but go on.
Yeah, like And everyone's like, oh, his strategy is so different from everyone. But I feel like I do the research. I make sure I try and look at who's got the most rushing yards, who's got the most defensive points, like et cetera, and go with the best matchups, and it gets worked out for me. Whether or not, I mean, that's literally all I do, and then I ask advice here and there, like I did today to like 5 of you, and sometimes it works.
Yeah, well, clearly it's worked out for you. Our only 2-time champ. What was the last year you won in 2020?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, it's a
21 was
party
Jordan. 22 was Seamus. So yeah, you must have been 20.
Yeah, it's 2018 then and 2020.
That's right.
But I
That's
also
right.
made the playoff, like I made the championship in 2019, but lost to Joey.
That's right. That's right. Well,
I did 3 years in a row.
Joey Bag of Donuts, if you're listening, man, we want you back.
Yeah, Joey,
We don't have a spot.
we can
might.
make one.
We could make one.
That means we have to make 2.
We have to get another league.
Oh.
Interesting.
Or it'll be like we have
Bring
like
'em on
2
the
leagues.
experimental league.
Whoever's the top person in one league and the bottom person of GSC gets taken down, and the
An A
league
squad and a B squad.
2.0 gets moved up to the spot. It's like relegation in the English Premier League.
You guys are so full of such fantastic ideas. I love it.
Man.
It's
Welcome
amazing
back.
what beer does.
Welcome back, Mr.
Miracle worker.
Mr. Cortland Sutton.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. How you doing?
Hope you
We're going to
figured
move
that
on
leg out.
to Mr. Amelia's Army, I think.
Yeah.
What's
One
up, buddy?
bold
It,
prediction, sir.
looks like you have something to say.
Look at that
Maybe you
goatee.
Look at that.
Impressive.
Head, bro.
It's like all of your head hair moved south.
Megamind in the building.
Do you like that punishment for last place in Vegas? Rub my head for a quarter?
Costume involved.
Say that again.
A costume?
Yeah, somebody mentioned something about a costume.
I did.
I would be
Well,
all
dress you
about
up as
that,
Taco.
dude.
in a drag costume.
I will
I never
fucking donate
did the
money to
costume,
the
and-
costume cause.
There's still football to play, and no matter what, there's still the shitty bracket playoffs. And as long as I don't place last, all your freaking talk for what it is shit. Nothing.
Right.
Exactly that.
We're going to dress you up as a taco because you're the taco of this league.
You know, it is what it is.
And
I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to come out with guns blazing. I'm just going to defend my team and my decisions because that's how I play and that's what I did. You know, I do want to apologize to Jordan because I reacted in the chat quite aggressively
DK3.
and spontaneously, and so I am sorry for that. I am the bigger
DK.
person, so I want to say I'm sorry for that because I shouldn't belittle you. I just don't get along with you, and I never will, and that's okay. But honestly, a trade didn't go your way. It's fantasy
Shots fired.
football. You said it yourself. Get over it. Move on. Stop
Bold
you know
statements.
about it. Let's freaking go on to the next week and the next week. You keep going back like you're Donald Trump. Let's go back to Obama. Let's go back to Obama. Like fucking move on, dude.
Didn't you used to vote for Donald Trump?
Didn't someone used to do some sort of paraphernalia?
Calm down.
Some sort of paraphernalia? Drinking beer, voting for Donald Trump, and it is what it
Hey,
is. Seamus, I'm not
hey.
going back to anything. I don't care about it. It is what it is. Like I said,
Let
it's
bygones be
fantasy
bygones.
football, dude. That's the way stuff goes. Like, I'm not gonna hang my head about it and be sad. Like, I won this league, you won this league. Like, I'll always say it. Fantasy football comes back to 90% luck, 10% skill. It's never gonna change. Like that, you never know what's going to happen week to week when you play somebody. So, yeah, obviously, if you know how trades are going to work out, you're going to make it do it different. But I just wish I would have sent you 2 bags of Funyuns for Kyron Williams and got that done with.
Jerry.
Oh my god, you guys are instigators.
Shots are being fired in the
Hey,
group tonight.
Hey, Seamus, how about that DK Metcalf, huh?
Ooh,
Like talk about points, right? Holy shit.
getting
Yeah, it's
walloped.
it might be
I
over
might-
pretty
I
early
might
this
lose
week,
this week.
Seamus.
I thought I was going to win, but now that Metcalf, I'm not very confident anymore. But listen, it happens. It's fucking, like you said, 90% luck or whatever it is.
Luck. 10% skill. Yep.
You can't ignore talent like that. I mean, that is a fucking talent to put
Hey.
up that many points in a game.
100% concentration power of
Yeah.
will.
Seamus, in your defense, I was rooting for you to win this week just for like playoffs overall
Spoiler.
competition wise. But it ain't looking good, my friend. Like, look at like Whitney. Well, you're out walking the streets right now. What is the Powerball out? Go buy fucking tickets because DK Metcalf has 37.4 right now.
That's
What?
crazy.
Get
what's
out
funny,
of here.
in my half PPR league that ends this week, I actually picked up Gino because Josh Allen was on a bye.
I wish I would have picked up Gino.
That's paying off right now. I was
Against the
predicting to
Dallas
lose.
defense, who was predicting this?
Yeah.
They lost to Arizona. So I
Got
guess
it.
anything could fucking happen, right? I don't know. I need Dallas to win this game to win my parlay. And if they don't, I'm going to be thoroughly disappointed because I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably had Dallas winning this game. Not just me.
I hope you win because if you don't, we're going to hear about it for like a month.
Easy. When do you ever hear about my lost bets on any chat?
Not
I
your loss.
bet
It was a joke about you harping on me.
I don't harp on. What do I harp on you about?
Dude,
I
for the
like
last,
talking shit about
3
you.
weeks since that trade didn't go your way. You've been bitchy.
What trade?
I'm not bringing this up again. You already talked about it. Why would I bring it up again?
I don't even know what I'm bringing up.
Wait, let's run that back. Are we referring to Puka or are we referring to Kyron?
That's
I'm
what
referring
I'm
to the
saying.
first trade because that's the one that really got in his jaw.
I don't know what trade got in my jaw. I traded Sam Laporta for Puka Nacua, which I thought was beyond a fair trade at the time, because I had Darren Waller. Darren Waller the next week plays a quarter and then gets injured, goes on the IR. Like I said, you cannot predict injuries. If I'd have seen Darren Waller going down in the first quarter, I'd have never traded Sam Laporta to begin with. But it is what it is. It's fantasy football. Like, you can't change the outcome. Like, shit happens, dude.
Well, if I'm wrong in my directional of my angst, I apologize. But it seems like there were one or two in particular owners in this league who, when all of this stuff went down in this so-called controversy, who were fueling the fire of he's tanking. And my only assumption was you were one of them because of the negative comments you were making.
I mean, you can hold on. You can go back through the whole chat, and I never said anything about you tanking. I don't give a shit what you do about your team. Some of your trades piss me off, yes, but you can go back through the chats. I never one time accused you of tanking. Not one time.
You said it publicly.
You just said that I was one of them that accused you. I never have.
Hang on.
Time out.
So I'm just going to chime in here because I don't want to get too deep into this. This is a group chat conversation, but I just want to ask, like, if we want to reflect on everything that's gone down and we want to share our opinions on this, this is actually something that we had in our document for tonight that we wanted to talk about on the podcast. If you could change this of everything that went down this year, both your perspectives, how would you change this process? Maybe not necessarily just about trades, but maybe fantasy sports in general. How would this work in an ideal situation? Jordan, I'll go to you first. How would you change this?
As like far as like trades and stuff like that, like how it went down?
Just
everything overall.
How would you make that an ideal situation, right? Because like it or not, Seamus, like it or not, Jordan, it was controversial, right? We can admit that, right? How do you improve that situation to make it non-controversial?
Oh,
Seamus.
Go ahead, Seamus.
Go ahead, Seamus.
Seamus, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Bring back vetoes
All right,
for
shut
the
up.
entire league. Let the league vote.
What? Okay.
That's
Okay.
That's on the docket for next year. Cody and I have already
That's it.
taken
'Cause
that
then
into account.
no one can complain. Your vote is out there. It's public. That's it.
But then what are the grounds for a veto, though? Because this is why
I'm not the
away from
commissioner.
vetoes.
That's not my. I don't know. You'd have to figure that out.
No, that's bullshit.
The grounds
That is
the grounds
simple,
for a
dude.
veto.
I'm not the,
You
I
have
mean,
10
I can
people
figure
in
it
the
out if you
league.
want me to. That's fine.
The two people that are in the trade. So you have 8 people.
Can't vote on it.
So you have 8 votes. Got to be
Oh.
majority. So if 5 people veto it and 3 people approve, the trade is vetoed.
Yep.
That's
5
how it is.
people
It's
veto.
majority vote. Everyone
what I
in the
would
league
agree.
has to vote on the trade.
So
And it's majority rules.
What if it's a
That's
tie?
how.
So then I want to ask both of you, because I know both of you are commissioners in other leagues. Seamus, I don't know if you are. So if you are, please say so.
I'm not.
But I know for a fact that both of you are commissioners in your leagues.
Yes.
Have you ever experienced something like this?
Like this season? No.
Have you ever had to veto a trade? Let me
Yes.
simplify it.
I've been a commissioner in fantasy hockey, and I had to veto a trade between a husband and wife because the husband was trying to stack the wife's team because he was out of playoff contention, and I had to veto a trade because I knew what they were doing. I knew they were husband and wife.
So it was egregious, right?
Yes. So
Right.
yeah, you could tell that they were trying to help each other out, and when people talk about, well, a player is trading a player, and that's their choice. I agree, but when it's hurting the league overall in general, for people to get wins, like easy wins against someone else that's trading against good players, like. Because there's people out there who are like, well, if someone's trading this player, it's their team. Let them do what they want. But I'm like, you got to look at the overall competitiveness of the league. If you're trading good guys for bad guys, yeah, a player wants to tank and get rid of their players. You got to look at, well, I'm going to have to play this guy now that has better players than he did before. And he traded away bad players for good players, and you have to play against them. But I agree with Seamus that I think that is the best way to do vetoes is you do a vote. It's majority or not. Everyone has to fucking vote. Whoever does not vote, figure out a punishment or something.
They
If you
can
can't
do
figure
that,
out a time to vote,
But does that
They
not,
can do
does that
that.
not cause a problem then if people don't vote? You have to have everybody to vote.
you have to vote. And if someone can't vote, they get a player taken off their team for the week. They have the player sit for the week or something.
Could get
If you're not that
drop into the
active
waivers.
no, I'm saying like a commissioner pulls a player off their team. Like one of
Gets
your
them off
flex
their bench.
players gets pulled off, so you get 0 points
I
immediately
don't
from
fuck
a
with
flex
that.
spot.
I
If
don't
you
fuck with that.
if it takes you 4 days to vote on an app on a trade, that's on you. You're calling yourself you're in a fantasy football league and you cannot vote on a trade. You shouldn't be in the league.
That's a spicy take.
Spicy.
You can't do
It's a
that.
hot take.
I'm sorry to
can't
chime in. I'm sorry to
Might
chime
be
in.
the
You
hottest
can't do
take
that.
this year.
No, that's why you're here.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. What would be the punishment then? You know what I'm
So,
saying?
yeah,
though? Everyone has
how
to
would
vote.
that be
understand.
perfect for
I
you?
do. I understand what you're saying. I get your point. I get it. But you can't do that with, first of all, with a paying league. You can't punish someone who has paid their buy-in at the beginning of the league and say, oh, now that you're not, you're doing everything but this, so we're gonna like take a player off your team. Like that's
Based on our rules, yes, you can.
well, it sounds stupid, but anyway, I would say the vote thing is great. My only concern would be, and if someone doesn't vote, I mean, I don't know. I guess you just go with the number that there is, or I don't know about a punishment. I don't think that's fair, to be honest. I'm not worried about it because I would vote in anything if it didn't involve me.
So let me ask you this then. I hate to cut you off, but where do you draw the line? I think like the veto comes in egregious situations where it's like our league says if it's a trade that gives a distinct advantage to another team.
Based on what?
What do you mean based on what?
Based on perception?
Exactly. Okay, that's very interesting that you say that. So that's the point. Right? So that's why none of these were reversed in these that have happened.
Right.
So I don't know that it needs to go to a voting system.
Well, clearly something needs to be done because this was a shit show.
Yes, but what I'm trying to argue is that all players that are involved need to recognize the competitive nature of the trade.
That's why you need a veto system for people that don't understand that.
Or not even
You
for
have
that,
other-
but even just
other-
more people who do understand that, but play a different way.
But
Sounds like we got a vote on our hands.
like the way I look at it is like I would have vetoed the trade, the Stephon Diggs, Mike Evans trade. Like, granted, it has worked out great for Sheamus. Mike Evans has gotten more points than
That's that
Stephon
first
Diggs.
week.
Like, and any given Sunday, I'm taking Stephon Diggs 10 out of 10 times over Mike Evans. Like,
So we got a comment on the live feed that says majority vote should rule. Maybe we need to go back
I
to that.
completely agree with that. I don't even know who said that. I don't care. But that's the fairest way. And then I say you have a thing to where you veto this trade, yes, no, or whatever, and then you have no opinion thing. But then when it comes down to what if it's a tie? Who makes the tiebreaker? You know, it's
Right.
stuff like that. So that would be stuff more to talk about. I don't know. But
Coin toss.
We'll chime in on that in the off season, I'm sure.
Yeah, that is going to be on the
that's
docket
a
for
huge topic
next year.
For next year, yeah.
Yeah.
That's already on the docket. But yeah, I mean,
the over DK or Dak Prescott and Geno Smith over 500 yards
cash,
has hit, has
cash,
cashed. So anyone who bet on that, thanks to Brandon. Thank you,
Should have taken
Brandon.
that.
I
Did
bet
you not?
I did.
You fucking
it wasn't great. It was plus 100, but I bet $20 to win 20. So there's
I put
$40 in
25
my
on it.
account now.
Yeah.
Thanks to that. So awesome.
Nice.
I told Cody I was thinking about putting 100 on it. I wish I did.
You couldn't. You could only max
It was
at
50 only. That's right. You
Yeah.
said that it was
It was a
50.
dra- a
I should have
FanDuel
maxed it at
boost.
50.
So we're coming down to about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter of Thursday Night Football. Thank you guys for joining in. Seamus, it's really good to see you. Whitney, our two-time champ, I'm so glad you chimed in. It's not very often that we get to see your face. We'd love to have you on the podcast so find some time, set it aside, come join Brandon and I. Let's talk some shit for a while.
We might have to find some time for that because it'll be hard for me. I'm starting a new job, so
Congratulations, my guy. Let's go.
You guys should do it tonight because you know she's going to be unavailable for like another month or two.
Well,
Yes, sir.
well,
Listen.
what I was gonna say about Whitney joining tonight is she joins. DK Metcalf has 6 catches for 134 yards and 3 touchdowns. 3.
Good luck any
3.
receiver topping that this week.
What? Like that's
What?
that's dumb.
Yeah, that's
dude.
not happening.
what
I don't like that. No one likes that
Well, Seamus hates it
Unless-
clearly, but I mean,
unless you got DK on your team.
it's out for me this week. Best trade I made this year. The only trade I made this year, but the best trade I made this year.
That was a good one. Well, we're going to move it along. Again, we got less than 10 minutes now left of Thursday Night Football. So we'll keep it short. I just want to ask you guys, if you're still tuned in, sorry guys, I don't have the Zoom up. I don't know who's still here. Seamus and Whitney both. I want to ask you guys, I'm going to start with the guys here next to me. Brandon, how would you change sports in general if you could? I'm talking like rules, how you view them, just something interesting like that. Like,
So I think something that would be really cool would be to kind of see more about like NFL, basketball, hockey, kind of adapting to soccer in terms of the different tiered leagues and doing shit like that. Where, if you fucking finish last, you get dropped out of the league down a tier. I'd love to see something like that adapt and those champions
bold.
in those leagues move up. It could be entertaining as fuck.
so like you're talking XFL would move up to the NFL?
XFL, CFL,
USFL.
USFL, shit like that.
That's bold. I kind of like that.
I like it. I feel like that's a good ass idea. I'd also
Like you have to earn your way into the league.
yeah.
So you can't be the Browns that are just paper bags for
20
years on years on years.
Yeah, exactly. You
It's
got to earn
bold.
your way back in.
What do you think, Jordan? You like that?
I agree because I kind of brought it up earlier about like the English Premier League for soccer does relegation. The bottom team of the English Premier League gets relegated every season. They go to the second tier league in the English Soccer League, and the top team of the second league gets moved up to the top to the English Premier League every year. So it's almost like I agree. I don't think it's ever going to happen with like U.S. sports just because it's all about the Benjamins, baby, in the U.S.
Yeah,
like all they
I
give a
agree.
shit about is the money, So I don't think that's why they'll do that. My big thing on changing a rule in sports or a rule change or something like this, I was talking about Cody with this earlier. I don't know how I remembered it with the cores that's been going down, but I was because we were talking about the Monday night game with Josh Dobbs with his interceptions. I was like, I feel like the Dallas should send them down on 4th and 1, by the way.
Yep. Huge.
Is when a quarterback throws a perfect ball to someone and it hits them in the hands and it bounces off their hands and it's an interception, that should not be the quarterback's interception. That should not go against his stats. It should be a fumble or a turnover on the player that hit him in the hands. It should be like an error in baseball. It's kind of like a judgment call.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I like
to where
that.
like you should have caught
I
that
agree.
ball. You honestly should have caught that ball, but you didn't. That's an error on you. That's a fumble on you. That is not on the quarterback. Stuff like that, to where it's like, why can they make judgment calls in baseball like that, but they don't do it in football, to where a quarterback's getting punished for a perfect throw, hits a dude in the hand or hits a dude right in his face mask, bounces up, interception, quarterback gets a negative for that. It's not his fault.
I also want to chime in on here. I think defenses, since it just happened, should get points for a 4th down stop. Even if it's just 1 point, but I think a defense should get a point for it. That's critical.
So you're more of like
that's
you're,
basically the same as a turnover.
you're talking more of fantasy points, more fantasy terms.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
I understand what you mean, and I completely agree. But at the end of the day, they both affect fantasy.
And mine is for fantasy too. But I mean, mine is fantasy and more on the quarterback stats too. Because when it comes down the end of the year, they're looking at interceptions, turnovers, contract for money, and stuff like that. To where because it irritates me.
Not a bad call.
Because it always irritates me when a quarterback makes a perfect throw, hits someone in his hands, bounces off his hands, bounces up, hits him in the face or whatever, and gets an interception. It's on the quarterback. And it's like in baseball, balls hit to the third baseman. He goes to fucking grab it. It goes by him. That airs on the third baseman, not the pitcher.
Yeah, but they don't give up a run for that.
But you're not giving up a run for a turnover. You see what I'm saying? A turnover, it's an interception. You're giving the ball to the other team. You're giving up a base hit on an error.
Points for that.
Huh?
Which counts towards your fantasy team. You're saying like
I'm not even saying I'm looking. I guess I am looking at the fantasy stats, but I'm looking at more at the quarterback stats.
Just in general.
Yes, because the quarterback shouldn't be punished for that.
So
it's just like a pitcher shouldn't be punished. Like that shouldn't have been a hit. That's why it's ruled an error. That's why perfect games get fucked up because someone messed that one play up type thing.
I'm tracking.
So yeah.
So it's fair.
That's fair.
So you want to touch on?
This is what I've thought about for a few years now, and it's 100% fantasy based. I don't like when you get a 40, 45, 50 yard pass that has defensive pass interference. The offensive player doesn't get anything out of that, but the offense gets to move. Give me like half point out of that.
I look at it as it can't. It goes down as penalty yards. Like no one made a catch. I don't care how bad you were.
Then don't make it a spot foul. How does the offense get to move 50 yards, but the offensive player gets nothing out of it?
So what happens when the player does make a catch and it is still defensive pass interference? but they decline the penalty and he still gets
Nice run.
yards. It's the same thing. He made a play even with the flag, and they declined the penalty, and he still got the catch and the yards.
Here's a question.
So
Why do you have an argument for everything?
Here's a question
I'm
in
drunk.
regards to that. Player false starts, the ball goes back 10 yards. Now they got 10 extra yards of field.
to get more
Why
yards
should-
for your points.
Why should that player, if he was penalized on a false start, let's say, be able to get those 10 yards back?
So you're talking like if a wide receiver false starts, boom.
I'm going more off Cody's
gotcha.
kind of mindset right now.
All right.
And
all
that's
right.
what I'm trying to kind of.
So if he false starts, it should be like -1.
I mean, if you want to go your route, let's rebuttal it with that.
Well, I didn't think about that, Brandon. So
Got to look at two sides of the coin, my friend.
I don't want to. I want to look at what's going to benefit my fantasy team.
You'll still catch us out in the playoffs.
But I feel like they could benefit and detriment your fantasy team on both sides. Like, let's say you had a player that was a defensive lineman that false started, then they would have negative points on the defense based on what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Are you guys watching Thursday Night Football at all? Whitney, it doesn't look like you are. You look like you're cold as shit.
She's jumping on a train, eh?
Yeah, it's like 29 degrees out here. It's not too bad. I got my like puffer jacket and like a fleecy on. My legs are a little cold, but it's not too bad.
Well, we're
I was
getting
watching,
pretty
and then I
close
came to
here.
talk to you guys. So
We
It's
appreciate that.
really nice to have you on, and I think you should jump on again. It's about time that we get the two-time champ on the podcast. Can we make that happen? Can we get a verbal commitment from you?
yes, I would love to do that. Thursdays are usually a little tricky, but Monday nights are usually good.
Monday nights?
Monday nights are usually a good night.
What do we think, content creator?
I'll have to see.
Or
We'll have to see.
or
You might have missed your window.
Depends upon my job. My friend.
Joe's here!
Joey's here.
Holy shit!
or as long. What up, Joe?
Chub time machine.
You're
What up,
supposed to
guys?
show up as a ghost, man. You gotta have a mask on your face or something.
Oh, my bad. Close enough. They're
Welcome to
masking
the
to be
show,
a good
man.
team. What's
Nice
up, y'all?
beard.
What up?
Sure.
Oh.
Sure. No, I've been
We're,
listening. All chatting it up.
Yeah, we're trying. You know, give a little content. Nothing special. We are just about to wrap it up, though. We're trying to rope Whitney into being on the podcast with us. And now that you're here, I think we're going to try to do the same for you.
Well, as long as it is for Whitney, as long as it's not a Sunday, because she usually falls asleep on Sundays. So.
Can't even deny that.
Called
one.
out. Rude. Very
I
rude.
love you.
Because she's up to
Uh-huh.
3
Yeah,
a.m.
sure.
on Saturday. Or Saturday.
Bullshit.
Well, guys,
Yeah, no, I
we
work
want
on
both of
Sundays
you
now, so it's
on.
hard.
So
Oh, for sure. Oh, well,
Ferguson.
hey, there goes
Jake Ferguson.
for his
God
touchdown.
damn it.
there's one.
Ooh,
It
You
doesn't
were
matter. I just need
Yeah.
Dallas to fucking win, dude. Just Dallas to win. And I hit this parlay. That's all I care about, dude.
Question is, do they keep
Whitney's got like
local
the
or
best
go
trade
for
in the
two?
world.
Going for two.
She
Oh, you have
did
to.
with Dak. Yeah.
Yeah. Best
So jelly.
best trade.
Cody, I have to tell you that Stefan was like, dude, Cody wants Jack so bad. You should definitely take this trade. And I was like, ooh, this makes this much sweeter that I get to get like one up on Cody on top of it.
I believe that. I believe that.
This fucking guy.
Love you.
Yeah.
Eat it.
That's awesome.
Well, I hope you find yourself in the top bracket, not the bottom. Otherwise, you're gonna have to deal with Seamus.
Hey, guys, real quick.
We're going to deal with
not to
Seamus
take-
either way.
Not to take your time or anything. I'm gonna jet off. I just want to say thank you. Your show is awesome. Tonight was great. Jordan, again, I apologize for my harshness. You know, I appreciate you as a person, and it is what it is. And good luck to everyone. And we'll see what happens at the end of the season.
We love you,
Appreciate you hopping
Seamus.
on, Seamus. Awesome.
Later, guys.
Good talking,
See you,
brother.
Seamus.
Good to have you, buddy. Take care.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
solid quality therapy night between Jordan and Seamus tonight, eh?
Yeah, we got a little bit out in the air. And shout out for Seamus getting your internet connection all figured out. It's weird that couldn't happen on draft day.
It's weird that you can disconnect from your internet and connect through your phone through 4G or 5G nowadays. I didn't know that was a real thing, but I mean, maybe that was just for me. But we'll see what happens in Vegas when more alcohol's involved and more shit talking's brought up, and we're all together and shit's egged on, and maybe since Steven and Seamus are the closest size, they can fight. Maybe that'll be more fair. So,
Can we just not have any fights? That'd be great because I don't want to break up another fight. The next time we all get together,
Whitney,
and I'm the one willing to
have we ever had a
together.
Gsc party where there wasn't a fight?
Just give him a couple full
Listen.
gloves. They'll be all right.
I don't want to play
Right.
Mama Bear anymore. I'm done.
I'd be down with some gloves, dude. That's the way to go.
Well, stop winning, and then you don't have to be Mama Bear.
Maybe we can call Dana White and get them both on a power slap.
There we go.
Can we get over to the
It
UFC
was like,
facility?
what about
Yeah,
that
if you
water
want me to
challenge with
fight
tortillas?
it out.
Slap him with a wet tortilla.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly. That would be
Oh,
so
hell
much
yes.
Put it on his bald head.
mouthful of water.
That's the first spot I'm aiming for, if that was the case. Right
Well,
on top.
Whitney and Joe, we would love to have you guys on the show one-on-one.
Yes.
Let's get a little player exclusive with you guys. We're getting close to the end of the season. We need to wrap it up with everybody. So let us know when you're available. We'll make it happen. But at this point, we're getting close to the end of the game. I think we're about to wrap it up. Is there anything else we want to talk about, buddy? We got to get this Vegas shit under control. You guys got any thoughts on that? What's up? Are
Let
we
me,
going to Vegas or not?
Let me ask the one question I've been asking everyone. Joseph, one bold prediction moving forward the rest of the year in GSC.
Bold prediction would be 7 and Whitney or Jordan make the final 2 playoff spots. Only
That's
just because
not
I
bold.
got really 2 tough matchups this week and next week, and it is going to be a pain in the ass to try to pull together, and Tyler Lockett's failing me right now. So
He sure
So you
is.
think you're losing this week? and next week?
DK Metcalf fucking sucked off Gino this week, so that's why he's getting all the targets. So
I know, kidding, but it was expected, so it was worth a try.
yeah,
Fair
that's
assumption.
you never know what's going to happen with Tyler Lockett, and I played Lockett tonight in my other league. Us 3 are in. He currently has me 8 points, so that means he has you like 6 in our league, right?
Damn.
7, I think, yeah.
7, and I'm going up again. Dak Prescott in our best bros league right now. He's only has 35, thank God, because Sam Howell's going to go off for
Yeah,
46. I don't have to worry about it.
Right. Oh, just real quick though. Hey, fuck you, Cody, for taking Trevor Lawrence as well. I was actually somebody I was looking for.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, tell him fuck you. Yeah, fuck you, Cody. Yeah, fuck you,
Bastard.
Cody.
Tell him to use him this
Yeah,
week. Jesus.
yeah, fuck you, Cody. Yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Tell
You're
Joe.
Cody to
not the fourth
use
person
Trevor
that
Lawrence
said
since
that.
Yeah, Joe.
Justin
You
Herbert's
don't-
garbage.
You don't use him,
Yeah.
slap you with a wet tortilla just for the hell of it.
Yeah, you better
looking
bring
for
you
a
better
person
bring
who got
some
the fuck
tortillas
you,
to
bro.
Vegas
Oh, hands down. If not, I'm buying them fresh from the shop.
from the
there.
fucking.
Listen, worst case, I can make tortillas in Vegas. Don't worry. Worst case, I'll make them.
Mama Bear gonna make them, and I'll just hit Cody with it.
Homemade tortillas.
I'm
Those
out of
shits
fab
Get
got
him.
now, though.
12 to 14 inch. Fucking slap Cody across the face.
I'm out of fab now, though.
I don't give a shit.
You
made
might
your
if you
bet.
make the playoffs, big girl.
It doesn't matter because you know who's coming back from my playoff run. The guy Joe
Justin
traded me.
Jefferson.
Justin
Oh.
Jefferson. He's coming back, baby.
Oh,
That's what it's gonna fucking. That's what I'm banking on. That's why I made that trade, was to make the playoffs and
That's fair.
win a fucking league because of Justin Jefferson with Josh Dobbs, the fucking alien.
if that happens, you're not allowed.
I
back
said at the
to
beginning
get
here he looks
somebody.
like Voldemort.
We're buying cocaine and hookers in Vegas.
If
With
you win the
Seamus's money.
league-
With Seamus's money for rubbing his bald head.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm down for the strip club, but I'm not down for hookers.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, what?
Yes.
In Vegas, that's questionable.
All right. Do you want to be a bit more classy and call them escorts?
No. No, that's
Worse?
no. Never. Whatever.
We just have a good time. That's all I'm looking
Neither
for.
one is cheap.
Exactly. That's why Seamus is paying for it.
And you're gonna get that off head rubs from Seamus. You're gonna get like a $2 hooker.
I mean, you ever seen some of
We're
those
not
Filipino
buying
hookers?
any hookers. Stop it.
The
Get
same
Sunday
price he sold
Covered does
Kyron
not
Williams
support
for.
any-
Like I said, no hooker.
no one
Versus drugs.
supports anything in that league. No, we're looking for classy Christian women.
That's right.
That's
guess I'm
it,
out
boys. Let's go,
We want
Dallas.
high fives and side hugs.
Well, Jordan, I think
Inside chicks.
that just won your parlay right there. for you.
Yes, thank you, Joe. I just saw that incomplete. That's what I'm hoping for. Dude, I hit all my yardage before like the first half with the way this game was going. I just needed I almost hit the over at the first half. I just needed Dallas to win the game, and I bet $10 to win $100. So, and I bet $20 on Dak Prescott and Geno Smith to combine for 500 yards. I bet $20. I won 40 on that. So, pretty good night for Thursday Night Football. Must be Brandon and Cody because they're here bringing me the luck. Because if they weren't here, I'd be chilling on my couch by myself. I'd probably be asleep right now because I have to be at work at 5 a.m. But
Not today.
I took tomorrow off because Cody's here.
High five for that one.
We're gonna have
Let's
a good
go.
time. It's gonna be it's good stuff.
It's a party.
It's pretty nice after.
It's a party. It's a party.
Yeah, it's pretty nice after Thanksgiving having 5 days off, and then you come into another 3-day weekend. It's like, man, what's retirement going to be like? If that's what this is like. This is pretty good.
I'm
already.
about it. Let's
So
go.
I enjoy this already. So I can only imagine retirement at that point. But I've honestly enjoyed you guys being here. This is like, if we could do this every week, I would love this. If this was my full time
Cody
job,
got his ass
Wouldn't this
back
be
in
fantastic?
Colorado.
what's that?
Tell my wife.
I will
She's on
tell
her
you.
way.
I'll tell you.
Don't actually tell her that. I'll be in trouble.
Well, I'll tell her to her face. You know me. I don't give a shit. But no, it's been a pleasure having you guys here. Thank you for everyone that's chimed in, chats, you guys joining, talking, Whitney, Joe, Seamus, Steven, everyone that's joined live. Like, this has been awesome. This has been fun. I haven't watched much of the game. It's been in the background. We've been watching, talking, BSing, but it's been fun. It's been good. I feel like we covered a lot of stuff. Pretty broad spectrum of sports and just talking about stuff. So I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I agree. Big shout out, Jordan, aka Steeler Virginia. Thank you, man, for hosting this. This has been great. I miss you guys so much. It's great to be back in Colorado. Whitney, Joe, Seamus, Steven, thank you guys for joining in. Before we close this out, we do want to touch on a little bit of something else. We want to talk about the growth of Get Sunday Covered. And without giving away too much, we want to encourage you guys to chime in on what you would like to see out of this league. Get Sunday Covered has always been about what makes it the most fun for everybody that's involved. And we're very appreciative. I think this is only the second time that we have had all of the members of GSC return for a season. So we've had 10 teams back to back. This doesn't happen in a lot of fantasy leagues. So we want to know from you guys what's going to keep that excitement and keep that growth coming. And we want to let you guys know that Brandon and I, with the help of
Everyone.
Jordan, everyone essentially, have a lot of things coming for you. So please, if you have ideas or suggestions,
Yes.
let us know, because come Pro Bowl weekend, right?
Yes, sir.
We've got some big announcements, and we've got some big changes that are coming. We kind of clued Jordan into some of them tonight, but that's just because we're in person. So the rest of you don't get to know. But what about you, Jordan? Let's talk about this. You've threatened to quit this league a couple times this year. How would we make this better? Because that's what we're trying to do right now.
Like, and I have been at the point, I'm still on the edge of like, man, I've never been like, I mean, I thought soap operas died off in the early 2000s, but like the way this league's been going this year, it's like there's been more drama than Jerry Springer in 2003. Like, it's just like, man, like I was telling you earlier, like I've been
You'd say Jerry Springer.
2003.
Jerry.
But I feel like I've just had more heartbreak and like agony and drama this year in this league in fantasy than I've ever had in my life, to where it's like I'm not singling out one person in this league, but there's one person in this league that has caused a lot of people to get mad. I love you, Seven, because you've always had my back. Shout out to you, dude, for always standing up with me and agreeing with the shit I have. So I don't think I'm going to quit the league. This may be the Coors Banquet talking right now, but I enjoy it so much. Like shit like this is just like, man, like how nice is this? How fun is this? And like win or lose, it's like, man, this is just it's a good time to be with 10 people, and I hope all 10 of us stay together and keep playing, and this stuff goes on for another 30 years, and maybe every year we turn it into an annual trip. We go somewhere and make it like a annual thing, to where I don't have kids. None of my kids are ever coming along, but if we ever have like just trips where we're all going to enjoy each other and hang out and talk about the league together, that'd be good. As far as making it better, like I like this league because it is like the most competitive and the most I am engaged, and probably the most I do get fired up about losing.
Congratulations
on what?
Being engaged.
To what?
To get Sunday covered.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I don't, as far as making it better or anything like that, like that's on you boys. I know you guys got big things coming up.
Listen, guys, we do have some big things coming up, and we want you all to be a part of it. So I'm going to turn it over to Brandon to give a little bit of sneak peek of what we got going on for Get Sunday Covered.
Let's just say there's some big things coming. Soon we will be possibly this is a good idea, actually. All right. So we'll turn on my camera so everyone can get a good solid view here. Joe, Whit, I would love some feedback. Since Jordan, I know you already saw this. But Cody and I have created some high quality merch. I know we sent these logos within, and they were pretty damn good. But these are what we got. Some pretty fire shirts. We'll take some orders down the line. More news to come on that with our Pro Bowl pod, but
Get Sunday's going big.
We're gonna be doing it big, and I think everyone's really gonna enjoy what we have planned. But it's gonna need everyone's input and help to do what Cody and I are trying to accomplish. So if y'all can assist on that end, the rest is a breeze, and GSC is really gonna become something major.
Well said.
I don't want to give away too much.
Well, we're not going to.
Good.
You guys are going to have to stay tuned through the rest of the season.
We're going to continue to build the hype around that podcast too.
we're going to have to figure out what we're doing for Vegas. But stay tuned, because come Pro Bowl weekend, there will be a big announcement, and we'll all be able to celebrate it together in Vegas.
We're gonna have to record that early. I'm supposed to be having a baby like that weekend.
You made mistakes.
I didn't make any mistakes. It was planned, bro.
We will get it figured out.
Like
But thank you guys for joining in. Whitney, Joe, Stephen, Seamus, Jordan, thank you for hosting, man. This has been great. We're under the 2-minute warning for the game. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of Thursday Night Football.
Or no?
Oh, the back of that looks dope for sure. I love that.
I love it. I think it's great. Like, I'm excited to see what happens with Get Sunday Covered. Like, I'm excited to be more involved once I step away from big city life and actually get back to like normal living. So I think it's great. It's great.
One thing I want to do with these shirts is I think on the next round, this was kind of just mine and Cody's test. And we wanted to kind of premiere these down the line. So one thing that I want to do is on the front, instead of it just being a plain black t-shirt, I want the Get Sunday Covered on the front to have a front pocket, and that be on the front pocket. That's just
You could put your weed in there.
You can put a lot of stuff in there. Put your drugs, put your vapes, put a beer in it.
Or you can
Think
put a
about
pen in there like a
activity.
good Christian person. I'm not thinking about drugs here.
But just kind of an idea I've had, and there will be more down the line. I want to try and see if we can get some patches made, and do some like bomber jackets or some kind of dope kind of thing like that.
Calm down. You got my attention.
I'm just saying. Could you imagine this
Guys, just understand it's not just a t-shirt.
on the back of a bomber? Like that big too? Stitched?
We're not gonna make a t-shirt and not do this big. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Let's just expect a shop coming down the line where you guys can create your own stuff with the logos that are made and do kind of whatever you want with it. Hats, beanies. We can make some good stuff. Some big stuff.
Like an official
Shop.
I suck at Get Sunday Covered fantasy football
For the
vest.
last place.
Seamus.com.
Seamus.
Listen, if you want me to hand paint a denim jacket that we cut the sleeves off or Get Sunday Covered loser thing, I'm down. I'm in.
We already
that's
agreed,
never
I think,
happened for you.
that Seamus is going to be in a drag costume or tutu walking down the Vegas Strip.
He's getting arrested.
As long as you want. All right, let's wrap it
Awesome.
up, guys. We're done with this. Let's get out of here.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Guys, thank you so much once again. This has been great doing it live. We've had a lot of interaction. Shout out Andrew. Shout out everybody else that chimed in.
Oh, yeah, Andrew. I forgot about you. Thank you for chiming in, Andrew.
Yeah.
I remember you. Haven't seen you in a bit.
Perhaps a part of GSC next year.
Perhaps.
We'll see.
More to come.
All right.
We don't accept people from Baltimore
We don't take kindly to your kind.
until next year.
Andrew's in our 12 team, right?
No.
No? He was in
Nope.
it last year then.
And on that note, I won the parlay. Dallas just won the game. Fourth down, they just stopped them.
Let's go.
So like I
$10
said,
bet.
fourth
I
down
won
should be points.
140 tonight. Let's go.
Money.
Love it. All right. Awesome. Love you guys.
If you guys are chimed in, don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't already.
Like and subscribe.
We appreciate you.
The engagement helps a ton with our views. So if y'all engage,
Same,
it just
same.
helps.
Now that Jordan's on here, we can do this appropriately.
Same.
All right, guys.
See you guys.
Until next time.
Later.
Deuces.
Peace.
Be sure to hit us up to get your guys' Sunday covered. Y'all have a good night.
All right, is everybody ready? Yeah!